welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of the Backlist readathon, and this is the start of my vlog. So I'm gonna try to vlog as much as I can this week. I tend to do really well at the beginning of the week and then like fall off as the work week gets busy. But today is Sunday and I am just trying to get a few things done around the house today. And then I have a dance performance to go to that some of my dance students are in, so I wanna go see that. And then just trying to get ready for the work week. But I wanted to show you my first book that I'm going to be reading. So I'm going to read Temper by Lane Fargo. And I'm going to do this for both the favorite genre prompt as well as the like book you've previously unhauled or DNF'd or whichever that prompt is. I have attempted to read the first couple pages of this and set it down, and I've also thought about unhauling it and then like pulled it out of the unhaul pile. So I don't have a whole lot of books on my shelf that like I've DNF'd or that I like don't plan on reading or want to unhaul. Like I do pretty well. I unhaul pretty often. But this one, I don't know. I think I just wasn't in the right headspace for it at the time. But I'm also reading it for the prompt of your favorite genre because it's a psychological suspense, and that is my favorite type of thriller, and thriller is my favorite genre. So this is about an actress that lands the role of a lifetime, and she works with somebody that's known for like pushing the limits of the performers. So she's like, oh yeah, I can handle it. And then stuff starts happening and opening night happens and stuff goes from there. Maybe it gets a little dangerous. So I am back from the dance performance. My students did such a wonderful job, as they always do. And I wanted to talk to you about everything I've read so far in Temper. But first, we're going to try some of this coffee. So this is a coffee concentrate from Javi. So Javi reached out to me and asked if I would like to try their coffee concentrate and also have a discount code for all of you. So I will put the code here on the screen, but I will also have a direct link down below. So I did some like research into Javi, and they seem like they try to be really sustainable where they source their coffee beans from. And while I don't travel as much anymore, this would also be really nice if you were on the go or traveling or on vacation, because if you're like me, the hotel coffee is sheerly medicinal. There's very little that is usually good about hotel coffee, but I drink it because it's there and it's caffeine. But this might be a better option. So I have a glass of ice as well as almond milk, and we're gonna try this. So it says, let's read the directions to make sure we're doing this right. So first of all, 1 teaspoon is 5 calories. There's 35 servings in here. The ingredients are coffee concentrate and filtered water. So seems pretty good. Okay, so fill your cup with 6 to 8 ounces of water or milk. So I have my almond milk. 1 to 2 teaspoons of Javi and mix. Add creamer or flavoring. So you can make it hot or cold. And there's 80 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Okay, and you're supposed to keep it refrigerated after you open it. So that's good to know. Okay, so this is half a teaspoon. So let's do 2 of these first and try it and see. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Ooh. Okay, it's pretty thick. There's 2. Okay. So let's mix it up and see. Probably should have used a different cup or jar or whatever. Okay, so it's changing color a little bit. Oh, I'm dripping everywhere. Okay, but let's try doing 2 more to get it to where I probably want it. I'm gonna try the concentrate. Oh yeah, that is concentrated. Wow. Tastes like motor oil. I like strong coffee. So let's try this and then see if we want to add like a touch more, but this color is looking much better. Okay, yeah, that's like so strange. Like the concentrate turns into like what I would typically make into an iced coffee. It's so crazy. I'm trying to get the last little bit out of this. There's like some in there and I'm trying to get it like just to get every last drop. But this is definitely a fun thing to try. It's a fun idea. It's like a cheaper, maybe more sustainable way to consume coffee. So you don't have like the excess packaging for like a K-cup or even an espresso cup, pod rather. So this was fun. I'm going to keep trying this throughout the week and let you know my thoughts. And I think I want to try this hot too, but I guess I have to figure that out. I guess I would have to heat up the water first and then put it in. So we'll have to play around with that. But yeah, so definitely check out Javi. Like I said, all the information will be in the description box below. And thanks again to Javi for sending this over. And just so you know, the code is an affiliate link, so I do get a kickback if you use the code. So just know that going into it. And thank you so much for supporting my channel if you decide to use my code. Okay, so the next order of business is to talk about Temper. I am about 50% of the way through this. So this is about a playwright in New York City, and she has this theater troupe, and her main actor is this like really well-known, very mysterious actor in Chicago, and they are putting on this play called Temper. Auditioned this girl named Kira, and the playwright is like, I don't know why this girl is here. Like, she would not be good for this. And then, of course, the man thinks that she's like mysterious, who's like the really sought after actor, wants her to play the lead role opposite him. And we find out that she is more than just a struggling actor in Chicago. And so we have a lot of different relationship dynamics. And this really is a character study. There's not a ton of plot. It really is very character driven about theater and what it takes to put yourself into a character. And I can relate to this as a dancer, as a dance choreographer, as a performer. Sometimes it's hard to take a character that is not like you at all and turn it into something. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. And it also can be very hard when you're given a certain persona or a certain story from a choreographer or a playwright or a director, and you just can't figure out what it is that they want or how they want it to be portrayed or what is happening in their brain that you're trying to get out onto a stage. Sometimes that can be really frustrating and difficult. And so that's definitely something that I relate to in this book. But I have a bone to pick because this is not, it's listed, when I bought it at a used bookstore, it was listed as crime. And then when I looked it up on Goodreads, it was saying a thriller. And this is not a thriller. This is psychological suspense, but there is nothing thrilling about this. It is suspenseful, like very suspenseful. And I like the atmosphere. I like the suspense. I like how like ominous and tense it feels, but this is not a thriller. So while this is tense and dark and ominous, it is not thrilling. So anyways, that's my little rant about that. But like I said, I am enjoying it. I'm going to continue to read it tonight and hopefully finish it because I'm more than halfway through. So, and I'm listening to it on 2.5 times speed on Scribd when I'm not able to read it physically. So.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side, lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could down, so don't despair. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay. Fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade to gray, we're gonna be okay.
I have finished my first book, so I finished Temper by Lane Fargo, and this was very different than what I thought it was going to be. Is this a thriller? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Was it weird and ambiguous and leave me with a lot of very weird feelings and emotions? Yes. So I'm going to give this 4 stars. Do I think it's misadvertised? Yes, I still do. But it was really good. It got to the point, there was one point where I felt like there was too many characters, and there was a point where I was like, all right, like this is just getting too dramatic and too just like tense, and stuff was lining up in a way that I thought it was going to go one direction, but then it didn't. It went another direction, and it ended very abruptly, so it was very much an ambiguous ending. So I did like this, but I definitely think this book is not going to be for everyone, and I definitely understand why it is pretty low rated on Goodreads. It is weird, it is messy, it is tense, and a lot of it doesn't make sense, and you don't get a lot of answers at the end. So this book really wouldn't be for everybody. If you want thrills and you want a happily ever after, you're not getting that. You're not even getting a not happily ever after. You're just not really getting a full ending with this. So know that going into it. But it definitely was tense and suspenseful. And I think I said this before, I liked the commentary on the theater and the commentary on acting and taking on a role. And it makes sense that it says back here that Lane Fargo has a background in theater and then also library science. So she definitely was spot on with a lot of the theater lingo and just some of the like biases and like oddities that come with theater life. And so I really liked all of that. But this book will not be for everyone, and I definitely see why people don't like this book. For whatever reason, it just worked for me. So yeah, I think that Elizabeth from Reading Riley enjoyed this, and if Ashley from Ashley's the Library hasn't read this, then I think she would probably enjoy it. But it was weird. It doesn't give you a lot at the end. It definitely keeps you guessing, and overall I enjoyed it. So that is one book down. That covers 2 prompts, even though I feel like it maybe shouldn't even technically count because this is supposed to be for my favorite genre, which is thriller. It ended up not being a thriller, but it ended up being psychological suspense, psychological drama, which it was. So I don't know. But this is a book that I thought about unhauling, or that I almost unhauled. So that counts for that one as well. And I don't know what we're going to read next. We're going to have to look, I'm going to have to go look at some of the graphics and see what the other prompts are so I can figure out what I'm going to read next. I didn't really plan my TBR for this because I have so many reading plans this month that I thought surely I would be able to fit some of these backlists into my reading plans that I already had. So I think I'm going to do the number generator. All right, so I don't know my exact number of unread books on my shelf, but it's somewhere around 50. So we're just going to go with a flat 50 and let's go. All right, so we're just going to go with a flat 50 because I don't know exactly how many books that I have unread on my shelf, but I'm pretty sure it's 50. And then I'm sure a couple of those are not from like a backlist title. I'm sure some of those are from 2023. So, all right, don't judge all of my tabs. I'm one of those people that keeps a billion tabs open. Here we go. All right, what does that say?
16. All right, so let me go count 16 and bring a book back. Okay, so number 16 on my shelf was The Secret Life of C.C. Wilkes by Diane Chamberlain, and I'm really happy about this because this is historical fiction, and we all know how I feel about historical fiction. So this is dual timeline, as Diane Chamberlain does. I really love her book, so I'm really excited about this. So in 1977, a pregnant woman disappeared. 20 years later, her remains are discovered, and someone's charged with her murder, but there's no sign of the unborn child. C.C. Wilkes knows how the woman died because she was there, and she also knows what happened to the missing infant because 2 decades ago, she made a devastating choice to raise the baby as her own. Now the man is facing the death penalty for the murder of her mother, and she has another choice to make. Tell the truth and destroy her family, or let an innocent man die in order to protect a lifetime of lies. This sounds kind of Jodi Picoult-esque, maybe. So I'm really excited about this one, and I checked, and I do have it on Libby. So this is very nice. I just freaking love Diane Chamberlain. And obviously this is Backlist, but let me see what year it was written. 2006. So definitely Backlist. So this will be fun. I'm going to start on dinner and some cleaning. I have some laundry to do. And then tonight it's hair washing night. So we'll see if I remember to get any footage of that, but if not, I will be back with an update. Friends, it is Friday, and this week and this vlog have not panned out the way I thought because life just kind of got in the way. And now the dog is drinking, so hopefully you don't hear him. But, oh yeah, you can definitely hear that. Story of my life. Are you done? No? Okay. He waits until I'm filming to drink. I'm convinced of it. Okay. I have had a very busy week with rehearsals for Alice in Wonderland. Augie, you want to come up here? Come on. Up. Come on. Come on.
Here's Augie. And so I have not gotten a lot of reading done. I've not gotten a lot of vlogging done. And so we're gonna try today. I have the day off, well, kind of the day off. I have the day off of my like 9-to-5 job, but I have a lot of stuff to do today. A lot of errands to run. I got a doctor appointment, and I also have to be at the theater to help with Alice in Wonderland. So all of that lovely stuff happening today. And we're gonna try and read too and clean my house before all of that. So I wanted to update you because I don't think I even have updated you since I DNF'd The Secret Life of C.C. Wilkes. Ugh. So I tried reading the first couple pages on, like, physically. I read the first couple pages physically, and then I realized I had no idea what was going on, and I wasn't following the story because I was like zoning out. So I was like, okay, let me try the audio version on Scribd. So I pulled it up on Scribd and listened to 20 minutes and then realized I had no idea who anybody was. I was zoning out, I wasn't paying attention. So I rewound it from the beginning and tried again. So I read like the first 5 chapters 3 times and I still wasn't vibing with the book. So I DNF'd it, which is interesting because I've never DNF'd a Diane Chamberlain before. I love her books, but this one just felt different than what I usually read from Diane Chamberlain, which is fine. But I am buddy reading The Time Traveler's Wife with my friend Elise from the channel of Virgo Rising Reads. And I was gonna do a separate vlog for this, and then I started reading it and I created that vlog, I did an intro, and I never did an update. So I think I'm just gonna include this in here because we are buddy reading this and we have been talking about it a little bit, but this is a reread for me. And I loved this book in high school. And it was 5 stars, and Elise and I were talking, actually a bunch of people were talking on a live show about rereading favorites, and she said that she's scared to reread A Time Traveler's Wife because she's afraid she's not going to like it as much the second time, and I thought the same thing. So she and I decided to buddy read it, and if you didn't know, this is about a man who involuntarily time travels. So without much warning, there's not much rhyme or reason to it, he just disappears. He can't take anything with him, so he just lands in another time naked, basically, and hungry, and he doesn't go like crazy back or crazy forward in time. It's only like within his lifespan, but that means that there's sometimes 2 of him in certain places, and he falls in love with this girl Claire, and he knows her from the time she's like little, so he time travels to her life like a bunch of different times. So he like time travels to her life in different times. So you're following his life, which is very sporadic and you don't really know what time he's going to be in. Then you're also following Claire's life, and hers is just normal, like growing up life and seeing this man different ages all throughout your life. And their love story is really sweet. And I am enjoying it the second time. There's a lot of things that I forgot, but I don't know if it's 5 stars. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the ending does to me. But there's a lot of things that I forgot. There's some things that I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Like if you've read this book, you know about the whole teenage thing. It's a lot. There's definitely trigger warnings for sexual assault in here, infant loss, all kinds of things. So definitely look up trigger warnings. I forgot how emotional this book was, and kind of not really sure that my high school self should have been reading some of this. It's a long book. It's a long book. I forgot how long it was, and I'm pretty sure I read it in like 2 sittings in high school, but it's taking me most of this week. So I'm more than halfway through. This is not exactly where I am. This is just where I was reading it physically, and then I have continued on with the audio since then. So I'm probably more like here. And if you have an Audible account, like a subscription or whatever, this is free, like included in your Audible account. So I didn't even have to use a credit for it. So that was really awesome. So I'm going to continue on reading that. And then I'm hoping to finish this today so that I can keep going with Blood Sugar by Sasha Rothschild. And Blood Sugar is about a female serial killer, and I'm really enjoying this one as well. It hooked me right away. And I haven't read a good female serial killer thriller in a while. I'm trying to think what the last one was that I read that I really, really enjoyed. The one that comes to mind is They Never Learn by Lane Fargo, which I just read her other book this week. Okay, so I am going to sit here and drink my coffee and do some YouTube work on my computer. I have a thumbnail to make for a video that needs to go live today. So yeah, we're just gonna try and have a productive day before we have to go to the theater. Once we get to the theater, it'll still be productive, but
so I just got out of Target. I went there first, and then I'm running to a friend's birthday party before I have to go to the theater. And I wanted to show you what I got. It's kind of boring, just some like necessities, but I also had to get a birthday card for our friend. But I got some dry shampoo because I ran out the other day. I think you saw that in the footage earlier in this vlog where I ran out of dry shampoo. So I got some more. This is the Not Your Mother's Clean Freak. It's my favorite one from the drugstore, one of my favorites, and it's pretty cheap. So I got that. I need to go to Costco and get more dishwasher detergent packs, but I just needed something to get me through, and this was like $4 for 23 of them, just because I know I won't be able to get to Costco for a couple of days. So I got those, and then I needed more deodorant. Like I said, kind of a boring haul. And then I needed some shaving cream stuff. So I got that. I got another claw clip. I wanted a bigger one than what I have. I don't have one this size. I have some a little bit smaller. So I wanted a bigger one of those. And let's see, did I get anything else? Hang on, last thing for the Target haul, which is again not very exciting, but if I can find it, of course I'm sure it's at the bottom. I can't find it, but I got a clear brow gel from e.l.f. just because I needed one. But okay, now that's really it.
It is 3 days later, and if you couldn't tell by the way my voice sounds, I am sick, of course, because what always happens when Lena tries to do a readathon and work 2 jobs and help run a dance performance at the same time, Lena gets sick. So I started feeling not so great on Saturday at the first performance of Alice in Wonderland, and then by Sunday I was really not feeling good, and I started getting like a tension headache and like sinus pressure and just feeling really yucky. And then Sunday night, I had a little bit of a fever, so I got steroids on Monday, and I worked from home yesterday, and today is Tuesday. I did go into work today in a mask because I've been more than 24 hours fever-free, but I'm definitely on the mend, but I just could not bring myself to finish out this vlog just because I felt really awful over the weekend. But I did want to make sure I close out this vlog so I can edit it and get it up for you guys. I am drinking a Pinot Noir. The label is gorgeous. It's called Alma Libra, and I got it from my Wink subscription. This video is not sponsored by Wink. I'm not sponsored by Wink. I just pay for the service myself, but I do have a referral code. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a code. But I have the wine here. Like I said, it's not very good. But what is very good was Javi, and I've been drinking it for the past week since I got it, and I really like it for iced coffee. I haven't yet tried it hot. I don't know how that would be, but definitely it's a good option for iced coffee because it's quick and easy, and I can throw some ice and some almond milk and a little tablespoon of Javi in there and just go out the door. And so it's really nice and doesn't take very much time to make. So once again, I will link all of the information for Javi in the description box below, as well as my code. But let's talk about the books that I read. So I will put up on the screen the little graphic that I did with all of the prompts and everything that I covered. So first I read Temper by Lane Fargo. I gave this 4 stars and read this for 2 of the prompts. And then I read The Time Traveler's Wife. This is the one that I buddy read with Elise, and my bookmark is still in there. But I gave this 5 stars when I first read it, and I think now I'm giving it 4 stars. I still really, really enjoyed it. But there was some things in here that didn't age very well, and I found myself getting confused by the timeline. And Elise said it really well. Definitely go watch her video because she summed it up well in that it's not so much that the timeline skips around, it's that Henry skips around in time. And so that was very well said by her, and I agree 100%, but it kind of confused me a little bit. And I definitely think that this was not appropriate for 15-year-old Lena to read. So, and I kept reminding myself of that, like, why did I read this when I was that age? Why did my mother let me read this? She obviously didn't know what it was about. So, but this is definitely a untraditional love story, but it is definitely really, really good. And I did still enjoy it a lot, but it didn't have me on the edge of my seat this time as it did before. So I don't know why that is, but I think I am going to settle on a 4 star for right now. I still think this was a win. I still enjoyed rereading one of my favorites. I think I just see things a little bit differently now from the perspective of an adult. There was just something missing for me this time, and I can't put my finger on it. And I read this for possible unhaul and a repeat author. And I read this for a co-host's prompt, which I think it was Aspasia's prompt that was read a book that you didn't get to last year. And then for Blood Sugar, I ended up reading this for my favorite genre because it is a thriller, and I actually am going to give this 3 stars. I didn't love this as much by the end as I did at the beginning. I think I said it's about a female serial killer. She has killed multiple people in her life, and now she is a suspect in a murder that she actually didn't commit. And I liked the flashbacks to her as a child, and I liked the conversation around what is a psychopath, but I just kind of wanted this book to just really go there, and it just didn't. It just fell kind of flat for me, and it didn't really do too much that was different than any other thriller. I felt like I wanted a lot more from it, and I found myself really annoyed with the main character about halfway through. I also felt like some things were just glazed over. Like, she talks about her drug addiction, and then she's like, yeah, then I just stopped cold turkey. But I don't know, I felt like I wanted more discussion on addiction and what that did to her life moving forward and how that affected her, instead of just like, yeah, I did cocaine and now I don't. I liked the type 1 diabetes rep, but overall there was just a lot missing from this. I just felt like it was just very average. So I'm landing on a 3 for this, but I still think that that's a successful week of reading. I read 3 backlist books, 2 were 4 stars and 1 was 3 stars. So I still think that it was a successful readathon, and I finished 4 of the 6 prompts. So thank you so much
to Jackie and the other co-hosts. I will have all their channels linked below in the description box. Please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!